Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to have Jessie with ourselves. Welcome, Jessie.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so passionate to ask the same question again. What is the most important thing that you have learned in your life?
Oh, that is a very important question. The most important thing that I've learned in my life is it's hard to separate the two, but there's two parts to my answer. The first part is tomorrow is never promised.
Oh, tomorrow is never
We have a
promised.
tendency, tomorrow's never promised. We have a tendency as humans of it's good to project ourselves in the future and think about tomorrow and our dreams and our goals. And we always think that we have another day and tomorrow, but the reality is tomorrow is never promised. That's the first part. And the second part is it's all up to you. Good or bad, it's all up to you.
Yeah.
That's what's the most important thing that I've learned in my life so
Oh my
far.
God, that's a great answers. So let's come back to the first answer. How does it look like when you believe that tomorrow is never promised or is not promised?
It looks like it creates a sense of urgency of instead of procrastinating, getting in my own way, finding excuses, saying tomorrow, Monday, next month, next year. There's this sense of urgency where, no, but I have to do this. If I still think about it, if I still dream about it, if I still want it, there's a reason why. So there's this sense of how can we do this? How can we make this happen? So I'm the person that has an idea and always looking for opportunities and always looking for different ways of how I can contribute, how I can help, how I can be of service, how I can make a difference, have impact. And some of those ideas see how I can create a bridge towards creating business venture around that idea if it solves a problem for someone. So I'm the girl that has a lot of domain names because, okay, how can we make a business out of this? Because if I have a solution for this, it can help someone. So how can we create a venture around this? So it really looks like it may seem as if I have a lot of different projects going on at the same time, or I'm working on many different things, or I have many passions, but in reality, it's that fire within where tomorrow is not promised. Not every idea is meant to be pursued, but if there's a recurring theme or something that keeps coming up regularly, year after year, month after month, there's something there that needs to be pursued, that needs to be honored. So there's really that fire and that sense of urgency that's present in everything that I do because tomorrow is never promised.
Okay, very good. And how you used to look at the world before that, and what happened? You learned this.
So what happened was, let me set the stage where before embarking on my career as a certified life and business coach, I was working in the corporate world. I had my career where I did it for 15 years, where I was a corporate trainer. Having this dream of wanting to be a life coach and a business coach, but not really knowing how to go about it or doubting if it was even possible to do it. So I kept thinking one day I'll do the certification, one day I'll do it, but it's a dream for later on. But as the years were moving forward, the dream was still there, but I kept pushing it back. What happened was life caught up with me in the sense of I experienced a really big loss in my life when I met my husband and we decided to start a family. We lost our firstborn that was stillborn. So when that he died at birth, and when that happened, it changed everything for me. It changed. I had to reevaluate everything, all of my decisions, my values, why I'm still here, what's the purpose of me being here, what am I supposed to do with my life? If I'm still here, there's a reason why I'm still here. So with that came tomorrow is never promised, because here was this potential of a new beginning, of a new life that wasn't anymore. And there seemed to be a guarantee that this was promised, but really nothing is promised. So this idea of I'm going to do this later, then I'm going to realize this dream one day, it's not one day, because tomorrow is never promised. So that's when I decided a couple of months after losing our son, that I decided to go back to school to do my certification, to be certified in NLP, and to really use my skills, my gift, my life for me to be able to help others to reach their dream, because this is a dream that I've had for over 15 years. I've cherished that dream for many, many years. And whenever I would see other people do it, I would be, I wish I could. Well, here's the thing, you can, which is the second part of my answer for the first question, as of it's really up to you. Whether you do it or not, it's up to you. What happens, we can't control, but how we react, that we have control over. So it's up to you if you're going to do it. It's up to you if you don't do it. Because in the end, the decision belongs to you in terms of what you're going to do with this situation, with this tragedy, with those events, because that's the only thing we really have control over. It's our perception of the situation and how we're going to react, the decisions, the actions that we're going to take in that situation. So after going through that, and especially going through the grief process and looking for resources and not finding the resources that I needed, but going through my NLP certification and how it helped me to redefine my life and for me to be able to move forward and find joy and happiness again when I didn't think it was possible. I know that if it can help me going through the depth of devastation that I was going through, I know that if it can help me, it can help everyone. And I really want to bring that to other mothers that think that it's not possible or think that they don't see a way, for me to at least share these resources for them to find inner peace and joy in their life again, because it is possible. If it's possible for me, it's possible for them too. And I want to help them achieve that. So that's my story.
Okay, thank you very much. And do you think it's possible for others to really internalize and bring this vision into action and as a practice? Is there something that they can do, or how you can actually help them as a career too?
Yes, absolutely. It is possible. It all starts with making the decision. When you make the decision that you want to do this, despite the obstacles, because there will be obstacles, despite the doubt that you may have within yourself, the things that you say to yourself, despite maybe the lack of support or resources around you, there's always a way. And it is possible to reach that goal, because once you make that decision that you're going to be, you're not going to stop until you reach your goal, until you make it happen, you will make it happen. I like to share the image of when a mother will lift the car off of the baby. she looks like a superwoman because it's about saving your child, and you're going to lift the car with your own body by yourself because your goal is non-negotiable. So once you make that decision that I'm not going to leave my child under that car and I need to live that car, and if I have to do it by myself, I'm going to do it. When you have that much strength, passion, vision, desire, nothing is going to stop you. So is it possible? Yes, it is. Despite the challenges, despite the doubt, despite the lack of resources, it is possible to make it happen. And I think that we're in 2021, as we're having this conversation, despite the global situation that we're going through right now, we're in a day and age where you and I can have this conversation at different locations in different time zones, and for us to be connected and have this conversation. If this can happen, so many things can happen, because 20, 30, 100 years ago, that wasn't possible. So I'm very hopeful in the sense of considering what we have at our fingertips. We have a lot of possibility that were not present even 20 years ago. So there's a lot of things that we can do right now, despite the challenges, despite the obstacles, despite the doubt. So yes, I think it's possible. And it all starts with making the decision to go for it, to do it. Yeah.
Yes, many thank you for very much. And many may believe that, okay, it's not all up to me, and there are a lot of challenges, and I don't know, people, government, society, other factors may affect the situation. What would you advise, or how would you share your experience to tell them that it's really up to them, even in the very challenging situation?
I like to share the metaphor of bring the horse to the river to drink water. You can bring the horse to the water. You can't make it drink the water. You could try to hit the horse, you can try to force the horse to drink the water. If they don't want to drink it, they can't drink it, because it has its own willpower, its own agency over their own life. And that's the thing. Despite everything that's going on right now, we all have agency over our own lives and the decision that we're making. And even if the impact of our decision impacts our immediate circle, or if it's only you in your house, or if it's you with your family in your house, regardless of who's being impacted by that, we all have a say in what we do, and it has an impact, even if it's you alone, even if it's 2 people, even if it's 5 people or 10 people. It doesn't matter what's going on outside, because in the end, it's you, and it's only you, and it's the only thing you can do. It's the only thing that you have an impact on. It's the only thing that you you can affect, is you and your decision. So despite the challenges, despite the governments, despite the restrictions, despite the context of whatever location where you are situated, there are many things that are out of our control, but what is within our control is what you think, what you say to yourself, and what you say out loud. And that's going to have an impact on the actions that you take, and what you do, and where you decide to go or not to go. But it all starts with you. So I can bring the horse to the river. I can't make it drink the water. You decide to drink the water if you want to drink the water. If you don't want to, nobody can make you. So I think that's my answer, in terms of it really belongs to you. And even if there are 10 men dragging the horse, they can't make it drink the water. It's really up to you.
Yes, that's a great metaphor. And what do you recommend the people if they want to do something daily as the practice to bring this vision into their life?
So many things. You will notice that in everything that I've said so far, I've really talked about it starts with you. What you think, what you say to yourself, to others, it all starts with you. So even before you connect with the outside world, you need to make sure that you're centered and aligned, that you're clear about who you are and what you stand for and what's important to you. And if in your belief system, connecting to something bigger than yourself is part of your definition of your values, you need to make sure that this is clear so that you can draw strength from a bigger power. And I'm going to say it in that language because we all come from different backgrounds and different faiths, but we all have a sense of being connected to something bigger than ourselves. So I think that needs to be a part of your journey every day, even if it's for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, if you can afford it. But to really take that time to make sure that you connect and then that you're centered and that you're clear about your thoughts, what you think about yourself and all of that, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. Now, going back to, in this day and age, access to technology, there's so much information out there. There's a way for us to get information, free information really, online, and different books and a library if you have access to a library, and or even talking to, if you don't have access to those things, talking to the generation before us, to sit down at the feet of the generation that came before us and to learn from their experience and for them to share their wisdom. They come from a different time. Their experience is different from ours, but there are a lot of things that repeat throughout history. And there's a lot of things that we can learn and understand from them sharing their experiences and what they went through and their lessons that they went through. So whenever we can sit down with an elder and get that information, I think it's a beautiful gift. But at the same time, if you can sit down with someone that is younger than you and to see the world through their eyes and how everything is new and exciting and beautiful and how they dream about the future, that too can be very nourishing to your soul when we can be a bit cynical about life because of different experiences and a few bumps and bruises along the way. So when you can talk to someone younger and just see life and joy through their eyes and how they see things so simple, so black and white, and so easy, that can nourish our joyful life. So it's a mix of both. So the big equation is bigger than you, center aligned, nourish your soul, get information, talk to someone elder, talk to someone younger, and then you're good to go.
You know, I'm really touched by your answers. And when you were mentioning it's all up to you, I was saying in myself that yes, it's all up to me, and I can see a lot of power inside when I center, connect behind of myself to bigger systems. I feel that okay, I can do this. I'm more empowered inside. And when you were talking, you were actually my brain, reprogram my brain. Yes, the power is here. You just don't see it. It's just take it and bring it in your life and use it. Because if you don't believe in your power, you cannot use it. And I just wanted to mention my feeling about what you were saying. Was really impressive.
I'm happy. I'm happy. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you for your presence. And would you like to say the last words to audiences and everybody?
Hmm. Last words would be, I'm speaking as someone that has had, like everybody, my fair share of trial and tribulations and loss. Um, and coming from not always having the tools to be able to deal with events, situations, circumstances. Um, and sometimes thinking, well, that's just how things are. You can't change society, you can't change people, which is true. However, um, you can't change people, but you can change. And that's where it all begins. And eventually, even if it seems like this is how things are and things are never going to be different, or everybody in my family is the same, or I've tried before, it hasn't worked, as long as you breathe, there's hope. As long as you breathe, there's hope for a new day, for change, for things to be different. And then it's up to you to do what you can to change. And that belongs to you, and nobody can take that away from you. So me not having the resources before to be able to transform the way I saw things and the way I reacted to situations, I was able to find that information and find the resources for me to be able to undo all of these things so that I am better equipped to be able to face different challenges, even though I didn't have it before. So I'm hoping that this is a testimony that it doesn't mean that because you don't have it, that you're never going to have it and that it's never possible. If I'm standing here, sitting here, it's because it's really possible to change how you see things, how you react, for you not to be triggered, for you to have agency over your own life and how you want to move forward. So it's all up to you. The good news is it's up to you. The bad news is it's up to you. So what you do with it belongs to you, how you're going to move forward and what you're going to do with your life and how you're going to react. That's it.
Thank you very much. I learned a lot, Jesse. It was a very good conversation with you, and I'm sorry for losing your child. And thanks a lot for sharing your transforming story with us that many people can also learn and follow and bring it into their life. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best until the next session.